pulled pork sandwiches a day. What was gone?
And baby, I love you like ocean, but something keeps drowning along.
Fire up a little bit. I don't really know what
If I get the feeling,
That's fire, man. It's just
Yeah.
everybody's got their own technique, you know, and it starts from the way Dave does it, the way I do it, and everything in between.
Oh, so that's the spectrum right there. That's the spectrum. Okay, I got it. Right on.
Yep.
What did you feel? I didn't feel anything when the truck went kaput. I thought it was a bump.
Well, you thought it was a bump, but I wasn't. We weren't in a bump, and I wasn't steering the truck back and forth like that. And I felt the left front tire just start wobbling like a grocery carriage. You see the tire wobble?
I know exactly what you're
That's what it
talking
did because the tie rod broke. Actually, the center drag link, or the equivalent to it on a Jeep. But what's it? You wanna?
Tell the story.
Well, ask the questions. I don't know. I'm not.
Oh, I never asked the questions. You just,
All right.
tell what happened. You backed the truck up. You ended up the roll bar.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't present for a lot of that, so I don't know any of it.
Well, you had walked in that direction, and I had come back to get Dave because I was trying to back up, but every time for some reason, when I would steer the wheel to the left, the other one would want to wobble to the right. If I turned it to the right, the other one would wobble to the left. So I couldn't make any headway. I couldn't go backwards or forward or whatever. So on the walk over, I thought to myself the easiest thing to do would be to splint it, like a broken leg or something. So we grabbed a tree branch and we cut it about a foot long. Yeah, we duct taped it in place and then wrapped a couple of crank straps, nylon crank straps, around it to secure it, where we were able to get it back to our camp. At that point, I guess I sat down and put my thinking cap on for a little while and tried to figure out what to do.
How'd you come up with the roll bar? Who came up with the roll bar?
Well,
or it was just obvious?
Well, I came up with the idea to sleeve it. If you got a bar that's broken in the middle, if you put a sleeve over it, you kind of splint it. Like again, you're splinting it only internally instead of externally. And I knew I needed a pipe to do that with, and the only pipe I had was the roll bar in the Jeep. So first I started trying to take the bolts out, and I was trying to bang a screwdriver into a Torx bit, or into a Torx bolt. I mean, it wasn't working, and then I decided, and then it dawned on me that you had bought that hacksaw, which was the absolute best buy of the week. That thing's it's come in really handy numerous times. So anyway, I was trying to cut it the way I had it, but I couldn't do it, so I had to take the roof off of the Jeep, and which we've been driving around for the last couple of days, and I've forgotten to actually bolt it back down, so it's on the verge of blowing off the next time we hit a bump or a wind. Anyway, what do we do after that? Cut the pipe, push the two wheels together where they should be, where the broken piece was had come together, and we had basically held the pipe up to see how long we need it, and just cut it and slipped it over there. Although it didn't fit correctly, so I had to heat up. I had to heat it up in the fire the ends to change the shape.
So you did a little smelting?
Did a little forming anyway. One thing to note is that we drove up to the top of Mount Washington, which is 6,288 feet, if I remember correctly, and came all the way down that mountain. And after the break, I actually looked at it, and this is a 1-inch steel rod And when we looked at it, there was a clean break of about a 1/4 inch, an irregular 1/4 inch. You know, if you had a 1/4 inch rod that was irregular shape, there was like a little 1/4 inch patch that was actually holding it together, which would break really easily with any bump. We barely even hit a bump and it broke. But if that thing had broken while we were going down and
On the switchback.
and on one of those switchbacks, or when there was 3,000 feet to fall, we would have been dead 1,000 times on the way down. But anyway, luckily we did not die there or anywhere else.
I just love the fact that he drove the Jeep, steering it with a stick connecting the steering mechanism, a stick and duct tape, like Flintstone and MacGyver all in one.
There you go.
It was brilliant. I don't know who else could have done that.